not name the right thing. And they'll probably name like the second best thing or the third best thing, or like name the right thing for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And there's just so many layers to how that card works. It's absurd.
Yeah. So.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So let's see what we got. On the left, we have the Cookie Monster himself, Michael Augustine, Peter Johnson aficionado.
And on the right, we have Kyle Hoel.
Yeah. Kyle is playing a Goblins deck. What kind of cool goblins?
Oh, just the usual.
lot of singletons.
Boss, Skirk Prospector, Sharpshooter, Goblin Chieftain, Sting Scourger, Tuck Scrapper, a Tarfire. These all look like pretty normal cards for goblins. You know, not every list has all of them, but you know, most lists have a few.
Yeah.
Some lists have two CGs or whatever. But I don't know how this matchup's going to turn out for him.
Yeah, not great. Michael Augustine is playing a Charbelcher deck, but not any Charbelcher deck.
No, it's
he is in his lands category. It is empty.
Yeah, he has 0 lands in his deck.
Actual 0 lands. So when he starts off with a Gitaxian Probe, sees the good news for him.
Goblins. It's a reasonable keep. You got an Aether Vial and a... Yeah, we have an Aether Vial and a Lackey and a Sting Scourger. I mean, like, Aether Vial Lackey is a perfectly reasonable keep for goblins. It's 2 of your engines. You have a Cavern to force through the Lackey. So if your opponent's playing any sort of normal deck, that's pretty good. Fortunately, this is not a normal deck.
So the reason for playing 0 lands,
yeah,
your Charbelchers are always lethal. Cycle Street Wraith for 2 life. Reason point for 0 lands is a card called Recross the Paths. Recross the Paths. If you don't know what it does, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Alright, so Michael Augustine passed the turn. So it can't quite go off yet. But what
Looks
Recross
like
the
his hand
Paths
is
does...
missing a kill condition.
Okay. Looks like it's Simian Spear Guide, Lotus Petal, or not Lotus Petal, Lion's Eye Diamond, Manamorphose. There's a Lotus Petal as well.
Okay, so Recross the Pass.
Yeah, so it is a Morning Tide sorcery. It costs 2 and a green mana.
Okay. I didn't remember if it was 3 or 2.
Yeah. And basically you reveal cards from the top of your deck until you hit a land. Put that land into play. Put the cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. So if you have 0 lands in your deck, you can stack your deck.
Right.
There we go.
There we go. So he stacks his deck, and he has a Meditate in it. With this Meditate, the stack that he sets up is he casts the Meditate, draws Lion's Eye Diamond, Lion's Eye Diamond, Lion's Eye Diamond, Gitaxian Probe, plays the Lion's Eye Diamonds, sacrifices them in response to his Gitaxian Probe, and then plays a Charbelcher off the top of his deck. There's a few other lines it opens up. There's some ridiculous sequences involving multiple Burning Wishes getting cast that let him win through various hate cards. He said there was one that involves wishing for Grape Shot and killing through a Leyline of Sanctity that goes about 17 cards deep into his deck.
Jeez.
For exactly 20. But this game, it looks like he is threat light.
Well, and the thing about playing against goblins is really just racing.
Yes.
Yeah. As soon as he finds a way to play a kill card and something that can make mana to... It looks like he's good in the mana department.
Yeah, I think he has a bit of everything there.
Yeah, looks like a Seething Song, a couple Simian Spirit Guides, a Lotus Petal in play. Simian Spirit Guides of both flavors.
Yeah.
Both Simian and Elvish Spirit Guides.
We should talk about the really weird ruling on Simian Spirit Guide.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. After the match.
Yeah. Okay, so... He's discarding Seething Song. So apparently that's a lot of what this deck does, is it kind of just like kind of just sits there and it'll do everything once it's ready to go. And its draw step is only 1 card, but like sometimes
All
you have
you
to
need is 1
cycle.
card?
And yeah, all you need is 1 card. He has like lots of options for said card.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
All right, so Tuk Scrapper
he isn't running Empty the
coming
Warrens.
to.
So this Goblin Sharpshooter doesn't get to do its normal job of taking care of that.
Yeah.
And
He has an Empty the Warrens in his sideboard only.
yeah. That's, actually going to be semi-relevant in this game. Like, if he had emptied on 1 for a bunch of guys, it probably wouldn't have mattered. But,
Yeah.
If it was a normal Belcher deck, a top deck empty here would just be blank. Whereas a top deck recross the pass, I'm pretty sure is lethal.
Well, that's a
Desperate Ritual.
Desperate Ritual, not.
Quite what he's looking for. Looks like he'll have 1 more draw step to try and hit. He has 11 outs. I think a Burning Wish is lethal, getting recross the paths. 3 recross the paths and a Goblin Charm Helter.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4. So yeah, 11 outs.
He might even be able to like naturally play 10 spells and Tendrils of Agony. He has a Tendrils of Agony in his sideboard.
I could see that. He has a bunch of Spirit Guides in his hand though.
Yeah. Okay. So it may not be.
Yeah.
May not be enough spells, but yeah.
I do like the Empty the Warrens and Goblin War Strike in the sideboard, but no empties main deck.
Mm-hmm.
For the times they need to wish for both.
He might have said that he was thinking about, we could talk about this. He's only realistically wishing for a very small percentage of these.
Yeah, probably Infernal Contract, Grape Shot, he said were part of 1 and Kill.
Yeah.
Recross the Pass, he's probably wishing for.
Mm-hmm.
Empty the Warrens is wishable. Yeah, the rest of the cards are very situational. Looks like he's matroning for a Kranko. Or Kyle is matroning for a Kranko. So it looks like Michael is going to have 1 draw step here. I'm not really sure how much it is, but it's pretty much assured to be lethal if Kyle gets to activate this Kranko.
Does Kyle have a Skirk Prospector?
He does.
He has 1.
So
if he has
he can't put it into play here, or unless he has another land.
Yes.
He can't get it and the Kranko into play.
Right, what the Skirk Prospector would let him do. And I actually think Skirk Prospector by itself might have been lethal.
Here? Yeah, it would have been. You're right. He should have found the Prospector.
Yeah. What that would allow him to do is to sack his creatures to make mana. But each time a creature dies, the Sharpshooter can deal 1 to Mike.
So he has 1 draw step. Did he hit? He did not hit.
He
so
does
he's
have
got
a
1 more draw
Manamorphose.
step. Yeah.
But
1 more shot.
But that means Recross the Path's no longer lethal.
Correct.
Because you need to draw your first card.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Doomsday for 50 cards.
Yeah.
So he has 4
Rite of
Belchers.
Flame, 2 red mana.
He does not have a Reforge the Soul in his sideboard.
Okay, so Manamorphose.
Probably making red green. I think he has to draw a Charbelcher here. Oh, Street Wraith.
Still alive.
Still alive. That's the thing about these, 48 card Belcher decks.
Yeah.
4 Probe, 4 Manamorphose, 4 Street Wraith. Like, yeah. Drew. Well, let's see what the next one is.
Yep.
Street Wraith. He drops to 4, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Effectively 3. So he cannot cast Infernal Contract out of his sideboard anymore because he will drop to 1 and die to the Sharpshooter.
Correct. He can draw his.
What are we doing? Exiling Simian Spirit Guides?
I think what he's doing is he's going to use all the mana from his hand so he can crack his Lion's Eye Diamond.
In response to the Street Wraith?
And in response to cycling the Street Wraith. So it gives him access to all of the mana that he has access to.
I feel like he may have had access to that anyways, so he wouldn't need to. I mean, it's not like he's not going to use mana. I just feel like maybe there was a line where he cast some of those Spirit Guides. Probably not.
Unlikely, yeah.
Storm count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh boy.
Nope.
Lion's Eye Diamond is not the artifact that he's looking for. And Goblins takes game 1.
Yeah. So, going to sideboarding, Michael Augustine does not sideboard.
No.
All of his entire sideboard is basically burning wish targets.
Yes.
He has a couple like Xantid Swarms and Pyroblasts for blue decks,
But only a couple.
but only yeah, he has I think 2 of each. Yeah, going on here. So he's not going to sideboard at all.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has a Pyroclasm that's just going to hang out to wish for.
Mm-hmm.
None of these cards are rituals. He doesn't want these cards in his deck. He doesn't want to draw them.
Yeah.
Kyle has Angels of Despair.
Okay.
This is not a show and tell matchup. He does not want those.
Correct.
Relic of Progenitus.
Mm-hmm.
This is not Dredge. He doesn't want those.
Right.
Or Tarmogoyf deck. Pyrokinesis. Michael doesn't really have creatures. You could Pyrokinesis down part of an Empty the Warrens, but I don't think that really does enough.
Right.
Red Elemental Blast. I don't think he really cared about countering Gitaxian Probe.
Nope.
And Thorn of Amethyst, which he will probably bring in,
Mm-hmm.
and will probably be too slow.
Yes.
That's one of the issues. Thorn of Amethyst is just usually against the Storm decks that maybe give you a turn 2.
Mm-hmm.
Belcher doesn't do that, usually.
Right.
You know, sometimes you keep a speculative hand like that with, 6 cards and a blank.
Mm-hmm. Or like he kept a hand with like everything needed a kill card and cycled a couple times and missed.
Right. So, when your deck fizzles effectively,
Yes.
you're not going to kill on one, but
Yeah. But,
usually
like,
the hand
Throne
you're
of
keeping is good
Amethyst
enough to
probably,
kill
yeah.
on one. I mean, he's obviously going to bring it in. It's better than Sting Scourger.
Yeah.
It's better than Mog War. Probably better than Mog War Marshal.
Yeah.
Better than Tarfire.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet. But might be better than Gem Palm Incinerator. Yeah, that's a little.
Incinerators gotta go.
So yeah, we can board out a Sting Scourger, 2 Incinerators, board in 3 Thorn of Amethyst, and that's
Yeah,
an
I mean
upgrade, I guess. I do like the Wasteland and Richard Import in this matchup. They're really A+. Like they're actually fine against normal Belcher.
yeah, thankfully for Kyle, they make colorless mana.
Yeah.
So that's what they'll be doing.
Blasted Landscapes.
Yeah, Michael Augustine is immune to Wasteland.
Yes.
Actually, 100% immune to Wasteland.
Absolutely. Yeah. Normal Belcher decks, there's a lot of situations where they might cast a Belcher without the mana to activate it.
Yeah, and the
then
Wasteland,
try and pass,
yeah.
untap, set up for, another kill. And if their Taiga's in play, it can get Wastelanded, it can get ported down,
Yeah.
which may buy the Goblins player a turn or 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's not going to happen here.
Nope. For that,
There
you
are
would need
no
lands.
legal targets in Mike's deck for that ability.
No, that's awesome. Michael Augustine avoiding one of the staples of the format in the best way possible.
Yes.
You play Wastelands? Well,
I don't have
I'm not going to
land.
play lands.
Yeah. Target land. What's a land? Can you explain to me what this card type is? Is it new? Did they recently release it in Gatecrash?
It's not a new Gatecrash mechanic. Alright, so and I saw a Spear Guide, Ritual, Probe.
He's keeping, it looks to be a similar hand. A bunch of mana, Probe, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see the first couple cards.
I mean, I think these hands are fine against Kyle. You probably get at least another 4 cards
Yeah.
drawn. I don't know the exact numbers. So he effectively has... Oh, did he mulligan?
Apparently, Mulligan.
Is he choosing to draw first in this matchup?
He might.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Okay. That's I'm not sure. Yeah. If,
I think that's fine. It's not like Kyle's going to kill him on 1 or do something wrong with it.
right.
His deck is, like the Goblins deck,
Yeah,
does not
against
have
a
access
deck
to
without
1-drop disruption.
without a turn 1 disruptive play.
Yeah, he doesn't have Mox Diamonds, Chrome Moxes, Ancient Tomb, so he can't Chalice or Thorn on 1. So Michael's just opting to draw first, take the extra card, have
Maybe,
an extra.
yeah.
I know in some similar decks, the extra card's like a plus 10% to kill, which is absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we just saw someone draw first. We'll see if we're confirmed on that when
Yeah.
the first action is taken, but he definitely looked like he was resolving his mulligan second.
Yeah, that's what it did. It did look like that.
I'm excited.
I'll say that. Yeah.
Another reason to draw first in any format.
Okay.
Oh, he
Mike
shows a
did-
play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Man.
Kyle just kept out of turn or something like that. Yeah.
Man, I was really excited. I actually thought that might be a legitimate play in
Yeah.
this matchup. Especially because you're not an Empty the Warrens. I guess with recross, there's a lot of situations where you might recross past the turn, untap, kill them.
Yeah. That's absolutely a thing.
Or like, I think you have to untap twice or something.
If you have 0 mana,
Yes.
you have to
Draw 2
Draw
cards.
2 cards. Yeah.
Right, you have to draw Lion's Eye Diamond, and then you Taxian Probe into Meditate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Cycle Street Wraith. 18 life. Goblin Char Belcher.
Well, that's a good one. Now we just need to get the mana to get there. This is definitely a better Charbelcher deck than
Yeah.
actual Charbelcher
Well,
itself.
to be fair, I mean, the odds of losing are very low every time you Charbelch them. And
But without
they exist. They do exist.
This deck plays actual every mana source available to it. Well, the other deck has like Empty the Warrens.
Well, what mana sources? No, the other deck is Empty the Warrens where he has recross the paths.
Okay.
And his Taiga where he has the Meditate. Those are the only differences. Though I guess he has Burning Wishes and the cantrips, which is interesting.
Yeah, he has like the
He doesn't have
Street
land
Wraith.
grants. The other deck actually
Yeah.
has more mana.
Right, and he has Cyclers. It looks like
he has
we're doing
8
something.
Street Wraith again.
Cycled Street Wraith, remove Simian Spirit Guide. I don't think he can actually cast. So this is 2.
2.
This is 4.
He's probably casting the Belcher with,
Yeah.
yeah. 4.
Goblin
Belcher.
Charbelcher.
Go. He
So
could
it
have
is-
also, interestingly, I think he could have wished for recross here and passed the turn.
Yeah, that would have
And
been
killed
a,
on 3.
okay. That would have been a
Potential line.
yeah. And the lackey from Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Draws
2.
1 mana source.
So he has a Lotus Petal and a Simian Spirit Guide.
How cool is it when you show your opponent your deck belching and they look at recross the pass and they read it?
Yeah. Take
Lackey in there.
Tuk Tuk Scrapper would be kind of a
beating?
frown town.
Ringleader.
Ringleader.
Land.
Goblin Ringleader reveals the top 4. And
Hits 2 goblins. Hits a
yeah.
pile driver, which is somewhat relevant.
Yeah, gonna shorten
Makes
the
a real
clock.
clock. Yeah.
I like to call it Goblin of Fiction, but your opponent always splits the pile into goblins and not goblins, and you always have to take the goblins.
That's a lot of decisions already made for you.
Yeah.
Which is very appropriate for a red card. Get there. I want to see a game 3 of this. Oh, Seething Song.
So, interestingly enough, if Mike does not play his Charbelcher,
He would just win here.
yeah, he would actually be able
That
to
might have been
use
a
the Seething
little
Song.
aggressive.
Yeah,
he doesn't know that Kyle is mono red, so he could have Cabal Therapy that he's trying to play around.
things like that. Yeah.
So, Mike takes 8 down to 7.
Okay, so Mike needs Oh, is that? Did he draw the Tuk Tuk Scrapper? The
Siege Gang
Commander.
Yeah, that one doesn't matter.
Right.
How dead am I next turn? All of it? Okay.
Yeah, super dead. Some classy goblin tokens from Kyle, if
The
I may say
unglued
so.
ones?
Yeah, if I may say so myself.
This deck is always a sweat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Its sleeves rolling up. Just miracle it.
Got him.
Is this 3? The classy way to do it.
Yeah.
You want to take a look? You sure? Let's wait for the moment where he finds it.
He did. What?
Whoa!
He just
Does
like
he know
knows
about this? Yeah. Oh my god.
He just like either knows or doesn't care.
Yeah, like he either knows, just like passed by it because he just didn't want to read it because it's too much text, or just like didn't register that it was actually a piece of cardboard, which is very reasonable
Yeah,
given.
it's like, yeah, this probably like makes mana or something.
Yeah, green. Yeah, sure.
To be clear, there's not much Kyle can do about it.
Yeah, no, there's nothing. It's just, I was just waiting for that moment of like, wait, what do we have here? What is this card? Why is this in your deck? Game 3 then.
Yeah, game 3 for one Kyle Hoel and one Michael Augustine.
Yeah. Wow. So,
Michael Augustine is trademark paperclip.
Is that a paperclip on his hat?
Yeah, bad angle right now, but there is a very stylish man.
On the Cookie Monster hat.
On the Cookie Monster hat, of course.
He's got this all worked out.
It's
He
a look
shows
for him.
up, he like sits down, he writes down all of his piles for the Goblin Charbelcher, stacks with recross. It's like, yeah, this is the right one, this is the right one. Gets his hat that he set aside the night before. Finds the paper clip that, you know, matches the lighting.
I think all paper clips are relatively the same, except for their size.
Yeah, this one looks
this one's
excessively large.
It's not small.
You know, flips through his closet, finds, you know, whatever shirt he think is gonna
compliment his Cookie Monster hat.
Yeah. Yeah, so the 17 card pile is something like you meditate into Lines on Diamonds and a probe.
Okay.
You sack them in response to probe, draw a Burning Wish.
Mm-hmm.
That gets you Infernal Contract from your sideboard, draw 4 more cards, which is Seething Songs, another LED or something like that. And then you chain all your Manamorphoses and probes through your remaining few. And the end game is you have 8 mana floating, and you Burning Wish for Hull Breach their white ley line so you can target them, then Burning Wish for Grape Shot, and it turns out to be exactly 20 if you've cast like Mana Source LED or Meditate first or something.
Alright.
Yeah, it's a little absurd.
That's something else. One thing we were talking about, so we've seen on the Open Series, we've seen some
quality sideboards.
Yeah, some excellent sideboarding from Goblin Charbelcher decks. Because, truth be told, you probably don't want to sideboard all that much.
No.
And when you put cards in your sideboard, sometimes you're tempted to bring them in.
Yeah, exactly.
When you shouldn't be. When your main deck is actually just correct.
Yeah, so the first one, and also some of these Belcher lists are just not running Burning Wish.
Correct. Yeah, if you have Burning Wish, you need to play some real cards in your
because
sideboard.
They're playing all of the cyclers, and they feel like 8 out of 48 cards as threats is better than, I think it's like 11 out of 56.
So when he was talking about 8, that would make 4 empties and Warrens.
4 Charbelchers, as opposed to 4 Wish, 4 Charbelcher, and the 3 empties that you
Correct.
get. I'm personally partial to 10 out of 56.
Okay.
But I usually, like, when I play Belcher, I usually start on 11 and just board out a Burning Wish a bunch. But yeah, even in the lists that are like heavy Burning Wishes, like this one, you really only use like 5 of your sideboard slots.
Yeah, I mean
maybe 6.
that's what Mike was saying. Yeah, very few of the cards in the sideboard actually get.
So Kyle Hoel leads on a Cavern on Goblin into a Lackey. Mike Augustine draws.
Doesn't have any lands.
A risky keep.
One thing I find interesting from Mike's side is...
is this enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 5 mana right off the bat.
Lotus Petal, Rite of Flame. That gives you 4 Pyretic Ritual.
I don't know what the other 2 cards are.
Me neither. There's a Street Wraith.
And a Manamorphose? Maybe?
Really, you should start with a cycle on the Street Wraith, or maybe he's going for the Recross the Paths kill. Because he has 5 for that.
Yeah, I think he has Recross kill. Because he can Recross with 2 floating, and he has 2 cyclers.
Yeah, his Manamorphose.
Which gets him to...
Oh, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah, we're going to get to see this. Yeah, he gets to go to... he draws LED, cycles the Street Wraith, stacks the LED in response, draws meditates.
Yeah.
Draws LED, probe, you, sack the LEDs in response, Belcher you.
Oh my gosh. This is exciting.
It's happening.
So, Lotus Petal, Rite of Flame, Pyretic Ritual. That gives 3.
Oh,
Azuz.
no, he doesn't have a green mana to start off with.
It's right there.
Right, but he would need that.
He has a Street Wraith to cycle.
He needs 2 cyclers after the recross with 2 floating, I believe. Because he needs to. Yeah, he needs 2 cyclers because he needs to draw a mana source to get to 3 and the meditate.
Right.
So
okay.
he's gonna draw off this. He's gonna have probably red, green. Draws a Pyretic Ritual.
I don't think that helps him.
Does help him if he left a blue floating off the Manamorphose. He's a blue?
Yeah, he has red, green, blue.
Okay, so he has lethal. Because he gets to go right off the red.
Oh, gotcha.
3 red.
Yeah.
Pyretic, 4 red. Recross.
Leave up.
Red, blue.
Yes.
Put the meditate on top, and then kill from there.
Yeah.
Okay. We did it!
Yeah. Hopefully.
Maybe.
And Mike still has to actually do it. It's not like
it's not set in stone, but
right. But there is a very, very easy kill that I fully expect Mike to make. Oh my God. I've actually never seen. I watch him play every time. I know he's in the same tournament as I am.
Yeah.
I've never seen him cast Recross the Past, then win the game on the same turn.
Really? It seems like. Yeah, like if he went to figure out 17 cards deep on a meditate pile, I feel like he should see this.
He's making sure it works. He's going
to. The Pat Sullivan, we got a reader.
What, Kyle? You don't know what Recross the Past does?
What, you didn't look at your sideboard every time you drafted Morningtide?
Yeah.
The judge is reading it at the same time, I believe.
Yeah. I don't think a single person on the planet knows what Recross the Past does
until someone tells them?
Yes. Until it is introduced.
To be fair, the first time someone asked me if I knew what it did in this context, I knew what it did, I just thought it cost 4.
Okay.
Because there was like a very similar card in the set that involves like, it's like Woodland Defiance or something, I don't know. Woodland Guidance, just some like silly other card that's like some garbage green sorcery that does about the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, assumed it costs 4. No, it costs 3. Okay, so what do you do?
So basically, with Recross the Past, he's going until he finds a land. Obviously can't find one, so he's shortcutting a little bit. He's just going to rearrange the cards and put them on the bottom of your library phase of Recross the Past, which is effectively when you don't have lands, stack your deck.
Yes.
When you do have lands, you stack like
the
bottom 4 or 5 or whatever.
Yeah, you know, stuff we were talking about in Standard yesterday where you track the bottom of your deck. This is just this is Doomsday.
Effectively.
Yeah. Only the drawback is you can't play lands in your deck instead of pay half your life and you only have 5
he's got it, hold on. Oh, they clashed.
Yeah, there we go. That's what it is. You clash. That's why.
And if you clash, you can you can put it on top about it. It's clearly keeping on top. But
I think if you return the Recross the Past to your hand. Yeah, there we go.
So it's completely unnecessary. But it's there.
Yeah, it is an ability of the card. Yeah, it has more text past the point where that happens.
Yeah.
Meditate, draw 4. Draw.
So that's 3 Lion's Eye Diamonds.
Yep.
So in Cassie's, he's going to pay 2 life for a Gitaxian Probe. Response by cracking all of his LEDs for mana, so he'll have 9 mana floating. He'll have to discard his last card or whatever.
Which is a Goblin Charm Vulture.
Irrelevant.
In theory, there was another kill where he doesn't need to crack the LEDs like that because he has 2 Rite of Flames in his graveyard. But that loses to a Surgical Extraction, so why would you do that? Yeah. Boom. Do you want me to show you I have no lands again? There's still none.
Didn't bring any in. So,
yeah, no, in between the resolution of the Recross the Past and the resolution of the Charm Vulture.
Show your opponent that you have 0 lands twice in the same turn.
Yeah. So, Michael Augustine takes down Kyle Hoel, 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a turn 1 kill?
Yeah, a little bit of one.
No big deal.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, those were some pretty long Belcher games we watched the first two.
Right.
Yeah.
Excessively long. It went to like
Turn 3.
Whew.
He lost to
That's
goblins.
that's
They
so
attacked
slow, yeah.
him. Yeah.